Good, are we recording?
Yeah.
Okay, so the footage you're about to see is Nias. And like you guys asked, we're going to do sessions, GoPro sessions, and any other clips we have from around the world. Some of the trips we went on before we started filming, and other ones are just GoPro footage in general that we haven't used yet. And Nias is a sick one because we did film a bunch with the GoPro, and we also have some clips from water angle. So Nias is an interesting one because Nias is super far away, and it's a third world country. So when you finally do get there, oh, we got bumps in the road. When you finally do get there, it's kind of a rundown. It's like not a lot of money there at all. It's kind of an area that has a lot of poverty around. So you're not staying in very nice places. The food is, you can get by. You're basically kind of catching the fish they catch that day, if they do catch fish, or a couple day old fish. So the food's a little funky, but the setup is insane. I mean, it's built around the surf spot at that place, so all the places you stay, all the little restaurants and everything are kind of around this little bay, and the wave is on this point. Terrible paddle out. You have to walk over this super sharp dry reef, and you can either hit a keyhole or go the long way around. But the wave itself at 3 to 4 foot is, imagine lowers right, but more of a barrel. So as perfect and easy as you could want a 3 to 4 foot right-hander to be. And a lot of people just think it's a barreling wave. It is absolutely one of the best waves ever for big turns, or if you can do airs. Then I was tripping on it because guys like John or Gabriel or those really talented air guys, they could go there for just to strike that wave at 3 to 4 feet and make a movie out of it. That's how sick it is at that size. And it's really, really user friendly. The crowd that I saw out there was from lowest level to professional, and everyone was having a good time. Everyone was making drops, pulling in, getting barreled. So yeah, 3 to 4 feet, it's as epic as a wave as you could want. Perfect blue barrels come out, and it's just got a big turn wall. Anything you want to do on that. Went for a swell we thought was going to be big. That swell ended up being 3 to 4 foot, and we had an absolute hell time. Thing was, we lucked out because somehow a swell showed up, big weather forecast showed up behind the one that we had originally went to chase, and it was literally 3 times the size, and it kept all its size coming in. So we extended our tickets and stayed a little longer. We had already surfed, that was the GoPro footage you guys just saw, already surfed that swell, and the next day was supposedly supposed to be the biggest Nias that anyone had ever seen, which we didn't know what to expect. After surfing it at 3 to 4 foot, we were like, oh man, it's gonna be scary, but it's gonna be fun, you know? It's gonna be manageable. What ended up happening was one of the most intimidating sessions I've ever had in my life. And in a couple videos I talked about the scariest wipeout and that kind of stuff. This was the most intimidated and scariest session I've had. And that first big day, I didn't catch a wave, I don't think, that was worth I didn't even get a clip. I fell on one wave, and the rest of the time I literally sat and watched these monsters come through. I'm talking 15 foot absolute mutant slabs. And the scariest part was they were coming in from deep water, and it looked like we were sitting at Waimea at 25 foot. These open ocean swells looked 25 feet, and then they would morph, hit the reef, and turn into a 15 foot mutant. If you guys want to see a crazy wave from that day, then you got to look up, I think, Matt Bromley at Nias. He has the most psycho clip there. He's the only one that really pushed it that day, in my eyes, and he got some bombs. But again, we're sitting out there, Mark Healy, Ian Walsh, Matt Bromley, Billy Kemper, Cole Rothman, some of the gnarliest guys in the world. Eli was out there. No one's going on these things. Like, absolutely just terrifying. All of us, we had padded suits on, but not pool vests. We should have had pool vests. We should have had all that gear. Water safety. It was just way too spooky. So we're sitting out there, right, and there had been this boat that was anchored on the deep side, so like kind of the left of it, and there's not really a channel. This boat was anchored in a super sketchy spot, and we had been sitting there for a while, already tripping on the boat because houses were getting hit by waves, huge chunks of reef were washing up, like the waves were giant. And this boat, its nose is getting pulled underwater each set, and again, it's huge out there. And we're like, it's gotta be any one of these sets this thing's gonna go. Finally, the current was super strong, so we noticed the boat is like super close to us, and we're like, oh, either we got sucked in the current over to the boat, or the boat is coming to us. And we kind of start paddling, looking. We're like, holy shit, the anchor line broke on the boat, and this boat's probably, it must be like a 20-footer, and the engines weren't on it, but it's a huge boat. And these two guys try to paddle in. I think it was Kip Caddy and this other Australian guy, and try to grab the rope, and we're like, get out of there, don't go near it because there's just bombs coming. We weren't sure what was gonna happen. Next thing you know, this boat is in the bowl, and this will give you a reference for the size. We have the clip, we're gonna play it in a second. The wave that hit this boat was an insider, and you'll see how big that insider looks. That was the only time that you could really, like, people have clips of the waves coming through and they're empty. You can't tell the size of them because no one's on them. No one was even near them. But when this boat gets on this wave, you could tell the true size, and that was an insider that day. So that clip's insane. We're gonna roll that footage now. I got some of my best waves the day after the big day, which was just 10 to 12 foot, the best conditions ever, and one of the best days of surfing I've ever had with a group of friends, because everyone was blown out from the day before, so not many people were surfing. There was maybe 4 or 5 of us out. We surfed 3 times, and it was just trading off with your best friends, 10-foot barrels. A lot of waves not made, but all of us made some of the funnest rides we've ever had at a wave like that. Was epic. It's a long way to go. It was expensive, but it's all worth it, and I highly suggest if you guys ever get a chance, it doesn't need to be a big swell, make your way over there. You're gonna have a hell time. The people are super rad, super nice, everyone's super cool, super friendly. The food's a little iffy. I got sick at one point, but that was in between that small swell and the big swell. So yeah, hopefully you guys like the footage. We got the GoPro POV. We got Russo with the red cam from the filming from the channel. He's actually swimming that day, so that was rad. That's it. That's all. That's Nias for you. We'll scrounge up some more footage from the archive, see what comes next. I believe we have some really sick cloud break stuff. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, do your thing.